This episode of Wake Up Jab is sponsored in part by Rami Wallaby Khalil's Street Fighter V character drawings. You can find a sample of them in the description.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Wake Up Jab podcast. I am Burkish,
I'm Draken.
and we have a guest today. We have Lucky D. Lucky D, what's going on?
Hello, what up?
All right, so Lucky D is our first ever guest. We didn't think we'd make it to episode 2, but we made it. Big milestones.
You guys
We're
did
going
it,
to talk
boy.
about a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about balance patch, Fridays, GU monthly. Xian released a tier list. We'll have a little bit to say. Canada Cup happened, so we'll talk about that. And we're going to have a little in-game talk about crush counters in Street Fighter V.
And why they suck.
So, yeah. So let's just start it off with the balance patch stuff. I'll just pretty much hand it off to Dan to go over what's happening this Friday, why you guys decided to bring it back to Fridays and whatnot. So you can just go ahead and talk.
Yep. Well, Balance Patch. For you guys who don't know, Balance Patch is a new venue in Boston. Very nice, very large. The guys who own it are great. For a while, we did Mondays and Fridays, and we tested waters. And then permanently, we were going to do it on Mondays. And then, lots of talking back and forth between the community and the players and me and the owners of Balance Patch have been all great. TLDR, we're back on Fridays, and I can't stress enough. And I'll make my own little video about this too, but I can't stress enough how I don't want to say like risk, right? I don't want to make it sound like that, but like they believe in the hype of like the FGC, right? Like if you guys haven't seen it yet, Balance Patch is like this amazing huge venue and amazing location, and I can't say enough good things about it. And they let us use their equipment, and it's a great opportunity for like the Boston and New England scene to grow into like huge new venue on Fridays, and they are going all in on the FGC, right? Like they do a bunch of other things, and they do a bunch of other games, League of Legends. I mean, it's a PC LAN center, but they really believe in the whole traveling controller fighting game community structure. So it's going to be really hype. I just came back from there yesterday, and we're rearranging the area a little. So we're going to fit a few more setups. So Pokken has its own proper area for games, and we'll have a bring your own console area for people who want to play, fighting games that are like we're going to have an Alpha 2.
Hey, you guys have that whole like red light, green light thing going on too, right? You got like LEDs on your setup.
LED lights. I'll bring those to the GU monthly too, which is also this Saturday. But yeah, LED lights is part of the traveling controller spiel of trying to indicate what setups are for casuals and what setups for tournament. Just trying to improve the experience of the local FGC.
Two questions for you, Dan. So one is Fridays for the foreseeable future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
this is not a test. It's we get Fridays.
Awesome. And monthlies at Balance Patch. Will we still have the Friday weekly beforehand?
It's either we don't have a Friday weekly, or we extend it to like a 2-day event.
Okay.
Something like that. Maybe teams on Fridays, singles, on Saturday.
Ooh, okay.
Haven't gotten there yet.
And
teams
it's just
would be
hype. Problems. I'm just saying.
It would be.
Teams is always hype.
Teams would be hype, and
we
we'd
could
have time
try to do what was it? That one high roller team tournament. Just have one at Balance Patch the day before.
Yep, we
That'd
definitely.
Be a lot of fun.
That would be a ton of fun, and we have a little time to play with it.
Yeah.
And work on formats. But yeah, so for right now, the next Balance Patch monthly is December 2nd, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with that Friday.
Cool. And then Red Bull Battlegrounds November 18, 19. Are we having a Balance Patch weekly that Friday as well?
So we are not going to have a weekly that Friday.
Okay.
They are going to have an event catered to Street Fighter fans at Balance Patch on Friday. Details for that is coming out for a little while.
Okay.
Soon, but maybe a pretty cool prize for first place if there's a tournament that day.
Okay.
It's as much of a teaser as it is. I don't know necessarily.
It's just a can of Red Bull.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be a
right.
can of Red Bull with a costume,
Yeah.
Hey, there will be free Red Bull tomorrow. I mean, Red Bull's gonna come and go after their event, but Red Bull is has been cool to us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. If y'all didn't know, Red Bull's actually been sponsoring Traveling Controller before Red Bull Battlegrounds. So tomorrow or today, if you're listening to this, you get a free Red Bull, and you also, if you get top 3 in Street Fighter 5, you can get some Red Bull swag, which is pretty nice. It actually looks good too, which is surprising, but
Yeah, I don't
makes
plan
me
on
happy.
drinking the Red Bull. I'm just gonna like scounge around for those codes.
You know what? I'm hoping that it's gonna be the costume Red Bull. I really hope it is, because then
Is it? It has to be, right?
I don't think it's guaranteed. I think it's specific Red Bulls. So we'll see.
I hope you guys like those costumes because every Street Fighter 5 setup at Balance Patch now has the Red Bull costumes. So you're gonna see a lot of Red Bull costumes. Boys.
Wait. What about other costumes though, Dan?
Nope.
It's just Red Bull.
Listen, it's a process. Okay, it's a process.
I got you.
Speaking of shilling, Drake, and didn't you have a shill we have for our quote unquote sponsor?
Oh, I was gonna show that beforehand. It's gonna be recorded. It's gonna be the very beginning.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah. But that's gonna be Ramy. It's gonna be Wallaby's drawings, which I love. He doesn't even know he's gonna be sponsored.
That's so good.
He doesn't know he's gonna be a sponsor, but he's gonna be.
We're not giving him consent for the sponsorship.
Yeah, it
we're
doesn't.
just sponsored by him.
No. Wallaby, if you're listening to this, sue them. Sue them for every penny they're worth.
Because that's the real clickbait is right there. Us saying we're sponsored by those godlike drawings. I love those drawings.
Yeah.
I hope he finishes
this is a bit of a preview for later, but we should. Does he have a Laura one?
Not yet.
Oh, imagine that'd be freaking amazing if he had the Laura one. It's like, is this character brain dead? And it just shows like the little drawing.
I really hope he draws her with like her knee sticking out, but if it's the same style as all the other ones, then that'd be fine.
Just in permanent stain medium kick.
Yeah,
I like how in NAFGC he like gives like color commentary on like how it, like I looked at the Fang one today or the Fang one and he's like, this one was pretty hard to do.
That one's so good. My favorite is the Rashido one. I think the Rashid one is just like perfect.
My God.
But they're all good. They're all good.
Yep.
All right, so moving on. Other things this weekend is the GU Monthly. We don't have much to say about it. Just like maybe a shout out. I don't know if Dan, you have anything to say about it.
I know Fade might organize the beef money match between KO and
KO and Kamithia, right?
And I don't want to actually talk about that too much.
Yeah, let's not.
But,
we're over that. That was last week.
Yeah.
Right, but it might happen. So, but yeah, GU Monthly will still be a ton of fun. The schedule is up on the Facebook page. All the big games will be there, stream and all. So it'll be always fun time at GU Saturday.
Oh yeah, GU is a great venue. I haven't been there for a while, but if I could make it a monthly, I would. So I hope a lot of people go. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, I'll try to make it.
Yeah, and then just win. Duh.
I mean, that's the plan.
But first, you got to win that Red Bull swag tomorrow, Balance Patch.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I care about now.
And if Zap, you're listening, no, you cannot win another hoodie. You can win.
Oh.
If you win, you get your first pick of the prize. But
does that mean I would get hoodie if I was second place?
It would mean Zaf cannot pick the same prize twice.
Oh, okay. So, I got you.
Yeah.
So yes.
That is my answer to that. But anyways, so you guys wanted to talk about the Xian Street Fighter 5 tier list?
Oh yeah. So Xian released a tier list. I thought you guys would have a lot to say about it, and I bring it up to them. They're like, "Oh no, there's nothing to say about it at all because it's 100% correct."
Well, wait, I had input on it.
Oh, okay,
Drake was the one who said.
No, go ahead. You have the floor.
Oh my god. Well, now I don't want to.
Oh, what's that? You got nothing to say? I thought so.
Laura, easiest character to play in Street Fighter V? The answer is yes. That's all we need to know.
Well, okay. So let's put a vote right now. Is Laura the easiest character?
Yeah,
Draken
Yeah.
says yes. What does Nick say?
I say yes.
There's got to be someone easier, right? Like in my mind, she's a mix of characters, so there's got to be.
Maybe Birdie, but he's still pretty far to the
Nah,
left.
Birdie's not. You have to react to something with him.
This is the fourth easiest.
Well, but he's like a beginner character in 5
I
though,
found
right?
it funny that he put Alex second easiest.
Alex is
I
needs
mean,
to
like
be
he's easy to
removed from
play,
the
I guess,
game.
but he's terrible. So how is he easy?
Yeah, he's easy because nothing he does is real. So you just do stuff, right? That's easy. You just like command grab, dash up, command grab again. You know, like it doesn't matter that it's fake. That's how he's easy. That's my guess.
The one thing I found interesting is like, kind of out of nowhere. I don't even remember when, but everyone just got on the Rashid dick train. Like everyone's riding the Rashid.
Because he started winning.
Has he? How many Rashids have been winning?
A bunch. I
All
could
right, I
look it
guess
up.
I'm just under a rock. But
A
like,
bunch.
I mean, I guess the one thing I will say is like, he definitely has zero weaknesses. Like, I can't think of a weakness. Can you?
Not really. No.
I honestly think Rashid's like a perfect example of like a good character in this engine. Like he's like a good character, but I don't get upset when I lose to him. You know, like I'm like, oh, okay, there was like pretty creative on like what he does. His move set is like pretty cool to watch, and like there's nothing like overwhelmingly frustrating with him.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
love watching that crouch fierce over and over again.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh yeah. Whiff punish this.
All right, so
alright.
the only one I'm not sure about is Akuma that good? He's top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
All right, explain to me why,
He
because
does
I don't know
everything
if I'm
too.
buying that.
He does everything too.
Oh
Doing
yeah, how
everything is
about those?
good.
Where's his long range normals? I don't know about that.
Standing fierce. And
Really?
fireball. Fireball's a long range normal.
Yeah, but I mean, Ryu has a
So
fireball too. His isn't that good though.
so if you're listening
You're
to this,
comparing Ryu and Akuma?
No,
Okay,
but
okay,
I'm just saying,
okay.
like to say you have a fireball isn't enough. I think. You know
Okay,
what
he
I
has multiple fireballs.
mean?
Anyway, Dan, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say if you're not the tier list is I assume linked with the podcast, but Akuma's the hardest and best character in the game according to this list. Laura's the easiest character. Ryu's the worst character. Um, anything else really notable here?
The only, one thing I will say is like I kind of think Cammy should go up a slot. I
She's right in
think
that like worst of the top tier, isn't she? Actually, she's
I
even
don't
lower,
know.
right? Like,
She's below. Are you looking at it? She's right
yeah,
below Nikali,
She's
Balrog,
where
Karen,
Mika
Yuri, and
is, which
Guile.
feels really weird. You know, like
yeah.
I feel like Mika. I've never seen Mika do anything season 2 outside of Fudo, and even then, I don't see him do too much.
Yeah, I don't get that one either.
So I don't
But
really
the thing
understand
about
that.
Cammy, she's another character that has like zero weaknesses.
Yeah, and you gotta think that he's played tons of camis, so he just must not have any stock in that character.
Yeah.
Like he just must not believe that character's any good,
Well, the
or
one thing
at
I will
least not
say,
as good.
yeah, the one thing I will say about Cammy is that she does not have like a spammable crush counter, which
Yeah,
we'll get into those later. But I think that's definitely an issue.
maybe that's why. Like, look at most. Oh, actually, the thing is top 3, right? Like, you have Rashid crouching high punch. You don't have anything else, right? Ibuki standing high kick. You can.
He has light mixer.
I'm
Oh, you
talking
mean for
about
crush
crush
counter?
counters. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, Ibuki and Akuma have good crush counters, but they're not like Balrog standing high kick, which you see in like right below top tier anyway, or Nikali standing high kick, or Karen standing high kick, or Urian standing high punch.
Oh, I thought we would avoid that conversation.
No.
I was hoping you wouldn't bring him up. But
Is okay, and this is New England specific because there are so many of them, and they're all good players. Is Balrog appropriate where he is?
I'm not super high on Balrog to be honest anymore. I think he's probably like number 5 in my opinion. But I used to think he was the best.
I think it's fine here because this puts Balrog in top 8. He's tied with 5 other characters, you know, right below top tier, which I think is fine. I think Balrog is top 8. I just don't think he's like top 3. And if he's top 5, then he is 5th because he doesn't put up that many results.
Yeah, you know, I think he loses to the same thing Bison loses to, which is just blocking. Yeah, I think you can kind of just block him out, and then most of his threats go away.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
I like that Minot is mid-high.
Yeah, she's wicked fun to watch.
Oh yeah, I love her. Goichi is so fun too.
Oh, when did this tier list? Zeku's not even on this.
It was right before
It was
Zeku came
before
out.
Zeku.
Right
I don't think
before.
we'd know anyways, but I think
Yeah.
Zeku's, I don't know, like
I think he's good.
mid high.
Mid-high, yeah. I'd probably say something like that. Hard to tell, of course. It's only week 1.
They're nerfing that thing though, like that one cool thing about young Zeku, like
Yeah, but
the
I never thought that was that big of a deal anyway. It was just
Wait,
like for fun.
what is it?
His back roll is 5 frames slower than everybody else's back roll, so it's a 10 frame difference between quick rise and back roll. But like that is not a big deal, except that you have to learn a different meaty, but like that's fine because you can just get better meaties if a back roll frames is slower than everybody else's back rolls, is how it goes.
Does that open up the ability to whiff a normal to cover the quick rise and then still in time do a non-light normal
Yep.
to?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you cover both wake ups mid screen or just corner?
It depends. You could probably just do it. I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm sure you could. Like, there's no reason not to because it gives you so much leeway.
Alrighty, that's all I got to say about this thing. I don't know about you guys. You don't got anything to say about Ed Draken?
Ed sucks.
Second worst character in the game.
I don't think he's second worst, but like I'm not gonna argue with it because I want him to get buffed. Like whatever. Like sure, he's second worst.
That's a good
buff
mentality.
Capcom.
That's why like I was rooting against the Urians early in the year because I know Capcom nerfs on reaction.
You wanted Nemo to stay home.
Yeah, basically.
Now Dogura just won a tournament.
So I think we may have slid by. I'm not sure.
But Dogura just won a tournament at Capcom Cup.
Yeah, he did.
Or sorry, Canada Cup.
I'll
Canada
talk
Cup.
about that.
Yeah, I mean, right now you can talk about it. We're at Canada Cup.
Yeah, we're talking about Canada Cup. So yeah, Canada Cup just happened. It was a pretty cool event. I only saw Street Fighter top 8. Because I don't know, I've been all over the place with school, but I managed to watch that because there was a Urian in it. But we also had people from Mass go. All I know, Zaffarino and Pumper Jam. Anybody else?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else went.
Jaren got top 8 in Street Fighter 4.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And for some of the newer players, Jaren was a DiCaprio player from Rhode Island, or is a DiCaprio player from Rhode Island, I believe. It's either Rhode Island or Fall River, somewhere down south. But he was like, just a quick backstory on the Jaren. He played Street Fighter 4, didn't really like it, played Ryu. DiCaprio came out, and then he became like the DiCaprio to the point where they would have those Wednesday night fight or online tournaments, and he would get top 3 every single one. And it was always him versus like it was him, this El Fuerte, and Bren is Cool, who always top 3, and tons of people entered that. And everyone was like, I don't know who this DiCaprio is, but he's really good and he's a nut.
Yeah, I remember his DiCaprio. He was amazing.
Yeah, so he got top 8 at Canada Cup's Street Fighter 4 tournament.
Hashtag Street Fighter 4 revival.
I think like 100 people entered that tournament.
That's pretty good.
Wait, does he live in Canada now? Is that what's happening?
No, he was just there to play Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, that's commitment. I respect that.
Really like the game.
Yeah, and shout outs to Zaf and Pumper Jam also for going out there. That was pretty sick.
Yep.
I don't know how they did.
I saw Zaf's match against Brian F. It didn't go super well, but I'm sure they played casuals after, and he probably got used to it. But so for Street Fighter 5 top 8, I was really into that because it was a Urian player, so like I was paying super close attention. And the grand finals was super sick to me because Dogura pulled out like a bunch of things that like no other Urian has ever done. So like I didn't know that Urian has an anti-air jab, but all you have to do is instead of standing jab, you just do crouching jab, and he just has an anti-air jab. And so when I saw that, because I always been saying, I was like, if Urian had anti-air jab, he'd be the best character in the game. And then I see Dogura anti-air jab, Ibuki's jump in literally every single time. it freaking like blew my mind. I don't know.
As a Urine player, do you enjoy watching Dogra more or Nemo more? Or is there another Urine?
No, those are the only two. The thing, I mean, I used to only enjoy watching Nemo because Dogra, I could just tell he didn't play. But then, like, since Dogra is like a Guilty Gear player, he just has like a lot of different things since he's not like originally a Street Fighter player. So it's really fun watching both. I don't know if I have like a favorite, but he does like a lot of cool things. Like I noticed, like Dogra just blocks like for a century. Like he'll just block. Like he doesn't challenge at all, which is super smart because all Urian's normals are wicked slow. So like he's basically just saying like I'm just gonna block and wait for the right time to crush counter you, and then like make the risk reward like in my favor, as opposed to just like throwing out a crouch medium kick. Like if you throw that out, the best you'll get is like 50 damage. It's just not really worth. So he's just super good at like picking his spots and knowing like when to press buttons and stuff.
Yeah, and being a Guilty Gear player makes sense that you block a lot. I mean, when you play anime games, blocking in Street Fighter is it's apples and oranges.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. Oh, and every time, Jake, you know that Ibuki corner setup, you do like EX kunai jump, like jab medium kick or jump medium punch, then you can do cross up or non cross up.
Yep.
Every single time he would do the down Aegis, and since it's a non-directional, he would just beat it every time because no matter what side you were on, the Aegis would come out.
I like it.
And I was like, that's stolen.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Stolen.
That's pretty good.
Other cool thing, this is what Goichi did. So Urian can do 3 crouch jabs into the light knee, and it'll hit perfectly meaty. But what Goichi would do is so Urian would do 3 crouch jabs, which only works on a crouching opponent. If you have a standing opponent, the 3rd jab will whiff. So Goichi would crouch, let the 3 jabs come out. Dogra would cancel into knee. Goichi would then stand up, and then the knee would whiff because it like reduces your hurt box, and you get a full punish. So that was pretty sick.
Jesus. Did you see the Yukadon mix-up that he did the
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He did the jump. No, it was bomb mix-up, and then he did what? I don't even know the name of the move. The parachute move, and he parachute himself.
Yeah, the Super Mario World.
Yeah. Jacob, do you know the name? Does that? I assume it has a name. The
parachute move.
Yeah, where she floats herself in the air.
Oh yeah, it has a name. I don't know. What it is.
Yukadon laid down a bomb and then did that in the corner, and the bomb explosion crossed up. It was it was really cool. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, that was like I think specifically for like non-rise, because I think like he had a setup for quick rise and then he didn't rise, so then he had like this was like the backup setup or something.
Yep.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
V-trigger setups are always fun. Most people do really boring ones, where it's always like the same quotes optimal V-trigger setup. So
yeah. So wait, do you have anything to say about Marvel? I didn't watch Marvel like literally at all. I know some dude I've never heard of one.
Yeah, Marvel was a lot of fun. So Timo, who's a Canadian player, actually won, and it was really cool to see somebody from Canada defend their own soil because.
Oh, he's from Canada.
Yeah, he's from Canada.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why that's one of the reasons why it's really cool, and nobody knows who Timo is.
Was he wearing like a maple leaf shirt?
No, he's not. He doesn't look anything like Timo. Sorry. I don't know why his name is Timo, but
he's
whatever.
Probably a League player.
Probably. Yeah. But yeah.
No, Richard... And Timo was the Nova Dormammu player, right?
Sorry, Nova Dorm.
Dante Strider is Richard Nguyen's team.
Yeah, Nova Dorm. So yeah, Dante Strider is Richard Nguyen's team. Yeah, and Richard Nguyen of course got second, and it was Richard Nguyen in winners, I believe, and Timo in losers. So it was like straight up comeback.
I couldn't believe he beat Justin. He beat Richard. Reset grand finals. I don't know who he beat to get. I only watched top 8, so I don't know who he beat to get there. But it was like
no idea.
It must have been a crazy run.
Yeah.
Is this the tournament that you got the Mind Stone, or is that a different tournament?
They announced. Yeah, this was the Mind Stone tournament.
Dude, have you guys know what the Mind Stone does? This thing is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
It allows you to pick your opponent's team, and I have heard, and my source for this is not reliable. It's Tony. No, but he says that you can even be in it can even not be your opponent. Like you could watch like Justin versus Filipino champ, and then like it's 2-2, and then you just pick like Chris Ryu for Filipino.
I didn't know that. What? What? Oh.
I don't know.
We
I
can
don't
pick the
know if
stone
that's
too.
100% accurate, but if that is, that's hilarious.
Oh my god.
That would be awesome. I mean, it's a great stone either way. I like it either way.
Yeah, it's OP.
I'm so torn about these stones. They're like super funny. Um, but god
You
damn,
don't
I'd
like
be
fun,
so
Dan?
mad. I'd be so mad. Wouldn't you be mad?
No.
No, the thing I think that's
Oh, I'd
funny
be so mad.
is like, what if someone got like 3 stones used on him? Cause there's
That would
one
be grand
Oh, I didn't even
finals.
is
That'll be
I
Space
grand
didn't even
Stone?
think
finals.
about that.
No, because Space Stone allows you to move your spot in the bracket, right?
Yeah.
So like, what if you're against someone, they Space Stone you, move you into a new part of the bracket, and you're going up against somebody with the Power Stone, and then someone off screen uses the Mind Stone on you.
Oh my
So you
god.
just get like triple threat, like destroyed.
Well, I mean, okay. What's worse is if someone actually has the Infinity Gauntlet and does that and has just all the stones, or if it's like collusion to like the hardcore.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The collusion thing.
Oh my god.
That would be
Let there be
so funny.
collusion. It would be fun. Seems like a tournament to do it at. It's literally called Battle for the Stones. I mean,
Yeah.
you know. And at Canada Cup, let's see, Quackbot entered twice, which is hilarious.
That was
All right,
awesome.
so can you guys? I only know like I don't actually really know what happened. I only saw like little things on Twitter. I was like, oh, I wonder what this is about.
It's
Yeah,
basically
Dragons
just
Unity.
Quackbot entered MVCI at Canada Cup. Then after he lost, somebody went up to him and like, "Hey, do you want my registration?" And Quackbot's like, "Yeah, sure." And then he played again, which is totally illegal in every tournament ever because why do you think you could enter twice? And so like he wrote this long message on Twitter about how he was sorry and he kind of got pressured into it. I'm like, "All right, whatever." So
What's
I
funny is that he played against Oliver Ling the first time with his first alternate ego, and he lost to him, and then he comes back again and he
yeah,
beats him in winners after losing to him.
Oh,
it's like and like he messed up a whole bracket because of that, right? So the TOs they decided that the second bracket he entered, they actually replayed the whole thing. So somebody who got top 16, who I think you're talking about, Burkish, no longer got top 16, even though they told that person he would keep his top 16 spot, which is just completely screwed up.
what
Yeah.
a mess.
I mean, I'm sure
What
the
a
people like in
mess.
the Marvel scene are super pissed. I just think it's hilarious.
I think it's hilarious. I think all buys should be named Quackbot from now on. Remember this.
If this happened in mass, Quackbot would end up against Alex Smith first round.
Exactly.
That's it. It
Both
always happens to
times.
him.
Both
Yes,
times.
both times.
It doesn't
And you
even
got
matter if it's different pools, you know. He will just hit Alex Smith both times. Either
Yeah.
way.
and remember, and you gotta be as a player, like you gotta be careful because like there's been pretty harsh repercussions for doing shit like that. Like remember, was it ECT? One of the tournaments got banned for a year from hosting Capcom Pro Tour stuff. This was before Capcom Pro Tour got huge, but when they just started, one tournament series did an incorrect or unfair floating of the brackets for EG players, and they got banned from being part of Capcom Pro Tour for the next year.
Wow.
So you can get messed up pretty bad, like
Yeah.
if you do stuff like this, like as a player or as an organization or whatever.
Well, the
Like,
TO, I think who is it? Labchi took it very seriously. So
that's
it's
good.
not their fault at all. It's
Nope,
just
nope, nope.
it's just Oh, and you know Quackbot's tag now? Do you know what it is? It's
No
so
way.
awful. It's PC Marvel God. Like seriously? You really changed your name to PC Marvel God? That's like one of the worst tags I've ever heard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Did
not
he do that
sorry.
in response?
No. He did that a while ago, but nobody
Okay.
calls him that because that's just why. Everybody calls him Quackbot. But
Alright, I
if you
thought
look
people
him
were
up,
like
that's
accusing him of cheating, so he just calls himself a god, like Kevin Spacey when he called himself gay to avoid the sexual assault allegations.
which makes no sense. But this isn't the podcast for that. But that's like wow, godlike
Yeah,
deflection there. What the?
I know. That
Wow.
was sick. That was some sick parry action he had going on.
That's so. Dan, do you know about that? We won't
Mm-mm.
get into it, but it's like, wow,
Yeah, it was impressive.
impressive.
That's all I got for Canada Cup, unless you guys got something else.
No, that's it.
No?
That's it for me. I don't know about the other games. I don't know.
Yeah, I
So
don't know. This is why we need to get like more knowledgeable people on here.
nah,
No, yeah, you're right.
no.
No, you're right. We want less knowledgeable people on
Less
here.
knowledgeable people, the better.
Yes. So all right, let's move into our dumb people strategy talk now. We're
Yeah,
gonna talk
if you
about
don't have knowledge, just press the crush counter button. That is
yes, exactly.
the
That's why
lesson
I'm
for the
here.
week.
Yes, it's just like last week. Just press jab. This week is just press crush
Yeah.
counter. We're giving the real
What's
advice.
gonna be next week? Just jump? I think
Yeah,
just
just
jump will
jump.
be next
Bad.
week. I think that's
We're gonna be
legit.
like creating an army of scrubs.
Oh my god, I'm
And then
tilted.
season 3, they're gonna bring back DPs, and we'll say just DP.
Just DP.
Just DP.
Just do it. All right, so crush counters. What's initial thoughts from me just saying those words?
Get rid of crush counter. I don't even want to start the sentence off with that because I don't want to be like nerf this, nerf that. Whiffing crush counters feels strong. I'll start with that.
I agree.
Um,
Megan?
Disgusting. I thought crush
Okay.
counters were fine until I thought they weren't.
So I'll go the other direction on this. When I play characters, when I keep in mind how strong crush counters are, and when crush counters hit, when I whiff them from like God knows far away, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty smart doing it. I'm not gonna lie. Like even if it's something minute like a Kami crush counter where you don't get like a huge combo, right? You don't get like dash up, down fierce, fireball, tackle, Urian
Yeah.
bullshit. But you feel pretty good when you do it. So is this just a pure case of you should use them and stop complaining about them, and we should encourage people to use them because they're just really good?
We
well,
are. That's
yeah, well, I was gonna
exactly
say,
what we're
first of all,
doing
like,
right here.
yeah, like if you don't want to use something because it's cheap, like you're just an idiot. You're dumber than us if you don't want to use something just because it's cheap. Like that's how
Fair.
you win in these games is you just find the cheapest thing and do it.
That's real talk right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're complaining about it, but we're gonna use it every single time we can. You're right that like whiff punishing a crush counter feels really nice. Like I've whiff punished Urian's standing high punch before. I'm like, wow, I'm a god. You know? But that's
And then you
not
get hit
worth
5 times in
yeah,
a row
that's
with it.
not worth the 5 crush counters, okay? That's just not worth it. Like I remember I literally remember the one time I've whiff punished Urian's standing high punch.
I
And
think I remember that too.
I've
That's how rare
blotted
it was.
yeah. And I was like, whoa. And I blotted out all the times that I've gotten hit. I don't
So
remember a single time.
for constructive purposes,
Sure.
what is the counterplay to someone whiffing crush counters in
You
front of you?
jump on them.
Yeah.
I think that it right there is 100% correct and something that needs to be like really reiterated,
Yeah.
like super hard.
Yeah, definitely. I think the two biggest counters to it are that jumping is the biggest counter, but I think the general strategy to beat crush counters and like if you'll pay attention to top level play, this is what people do is just to do a whole lot of nothing.
That's it.
Because
Yeah.
people just I think are so afraid of crush counters and they're so afraid of jump ins, so it's like instead of trying to anti-air, instead of trying to press buttons, they just kind of do nothing and just wait for an opportunity to get in close.
That's true. Because they're not gonna
Because
do
you
it
can't
forever.
get crush countered if you don't have something to counter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where you're wrong.
The
But
final
you're right.
word.
They're not building meter. They're not building V trigger. They're not hitting you. There's nothing wrong with just letting them rock that for a while.
But on the opposed side, if you want to get better at spamming crush counters, I think a really good strategy is to spam the crush counter and then just start faking it, and then wait for them to try to jump.
Oh, is it fight fire with fire? Oh, so wait, are you saying against someone who's spamming crush counters
No,
or
I'm saying if you want to
using
spam them,
crush counters? Got it. Okay.
the optimal spamming strategy. We're giving you the real strats.
I thought you were telling people if someone's crush countering, crush counter back, and then just bash heads against each other really hard.
I like that.
Oh man.
I
Jeez.
won't lie. I love fighting game moments when you can feel both players completely throwing caution to the wind and just like doing exactly that. Just going head on with each other. It's like wake up uppercuts everywhere and just like who's gonna die first. No caution.
Yeah, I know. Like Phenom's that type of player where like I remember every time someone would hit him with a big combo, or no, like a super combo. I think like every time he would just. This is back in season 1 when DP was invincible. He would just DP after like every single time. Like I noticed, like every single time, like he would play someone, he'd get supered, he'd just DP.
I think he still does it with his 3-frame DP. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Which is really funny. But yeah, crush counters. There's the neutral aspect, which I think is awful. In some cases it's fine. Like I was saying earlier, like a Buki standing high kick, for example, I think is a good crush counter where I think they can nerf the dash up situation afterwards. But like because it whiffs on crouching and it's minus on block, it's fine. But something like Balrog standing high kick, it's like
Oh my
I
goodness.
just don't understand. Like I don't know why this is a button at all in the first place. If it was +3 and not crush counter, it would still be one of the best buttons. You
Yeah.
know? Why does it also give you such a huge combo afterwards?
Just because.
Just because?
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
that's not even a neutral button like I was talking about, like
listen,
Urian standing
people
high
call
punch, but
Capcom racist, so they're like, "No, what? We finally need a black character to be top tier."
that Balrog's been top tier in other what? You're
In Street
bad
Fighter
at
4,
this.
in Street
Street
Fighter
Fighter
4, remember
2.
DJ?
Street Fighter 2 Balrog was excellent.
No, I remember. No, I remember back in the day he was, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like Street Fighter 4, none of the black characters were
Are you
good.
saying it's reparations for DJ?
Yeah, I think so. I don't
But
know.
Elena.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, no, I guess I'm wrong. I guess I'm racist.
Wow. Wow. But anyway, the crush
Oh
counter
my god.
situation after like a block DP now doesn't make any sense, right? Like I always thought it was kind of weird in the first place, but now DPs aren't even invincible. Why are they crush
Yeah, my
counterable?
favorite one is Ed's non-invincible DP. You just crush counter it. They're like, yeah, fuck it, just
Yeah.
crush counter it.
Yeah, his upper, it's like I guess his upper body invincible, but why does that make it so you should get like 400 damage?
Yeah, no, now I'm kind of hoping they go the opposite way. Like all sweeps are crush counter punishable now.
I mean, Karen's sweep, crush counter punishable, that seems okay, because
That'd
you're
be
never
hilarious.
gonna crush
Well,
counter it anyway.
to give an example of a good crush counter, I think sweeps are the perfect example of how to make a crush counter. My
I think
opinion.
that is fine. I
Sure.
agree with you. Like,
Yeah,
imagine if
that's a good, really
only
good point.
sweeps for crush counter, then you get a hard knockdown situation, and that's cool.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
you get and then we'd see some really cool set play stuff because it's really fun to watch set play. And if you get crush countered, you go, okay, I deserve the set play, and I still have a chance to not die, right? Like it's a 50-50 or like a 25-75, but like you still get that chance, and you can understand like I deserve to be put in this situation. Like this is me being punished. It's not because of some broken mechanic. Like, it's fair.
as opposed to 300, 400 damage into that 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Well,
Yeah,
in my opinion, I feel like the problem with crush counters is that they like give like a crush counter based on a move instead of making a move with the intention of it being a crush counter.
yeah,
Like they knew they were gonna have this system. It seems to me like they just made normals and they're like, oh, we'll give crush counter to this one, and like they would just like choose normals. Like what they should do is make a move to say this is gonna be the crush counter move and give it weaknesses based on the fact that it has this ridiculous thing. You know what I
right.
mean? Like
Like Ryu standing high kick.
yeah,
Like
yeah, like
that
Ryu
actually
standing.
makes sense.
Hmm.
That's a great example of a crush counter that makes sense. Um, it even works as an anti-air, and like getting that crush counter anti-air and converting off of that is cool. It definitely could be a cool mechanic. But
Yeah.
if you're listening, we're not saying don't use it. You should use it all the time. Like depending on your character, just spam it, like we said. Spam it, kind of don't spam it, then spam it, depending
Yeah,
on your character. It's like wake up jab, all right? It just works. Just do it.
yeah. I mean, like it's part of the strategy. I mean, because if you establish that, then people are gonna be so afraid to press buttons, and then you can just jump, you can dash.
Yeah.
It really like dictates the entire match.
Yeah, be like Urian where you just also have a 16
Yeah.
frame dash.
Yeah.
Why does he have a 16 frame dash?
You know, he needs it.
He
Because you know what? He had a fast
that
dash in Third Strike. They're keeping up the continuity. I
makes
mean,
sense to me.
I think Urian's crush counter needs to get nerfed too. I mean, I think it's one of the dumbest buttons in the game because it has almost no hurt box and it's safe on block. This is the charge version. I don't have much of an issue with because it's
So
like
slow.
it's super slow.
Yeah. Right.
But like the non-charge one, I think is really stupidly good. And I think it should get a hurt box nerf, and I think it should probably be like -4, -5. Or
Yeah.
6. I don't know. Maybe crush counter moves should all be like as punishable as sweeps. Like maybe it should be like that. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I'm all down for balance, but I mean, I don't really
I'm
mind
down for
if
balance.
I'm down for
He's
balance.
cool with
Like if
balance.
they do it, if they balance the game, I'm like, cool, awesome. Like I'm glad they're trying to take this in the right direction. But if they leave the game as it is, like I don't know, it's still fun to try to like nothing's more rewarding than beating broken stuff. Like from my perspective.
But
And you know, like
I don't even think it's broken. It's just like almost broken. So it's kind of like
Yeah, but if you put it like in your mind, like, oh, like Urian's so strong and Urian's like bullshit and stuff, it's like, no, put it in your mind that Urian's really good and I'm playing a really good player who uses really cheap stuff, and beating him is a really exciting and fun challenge.
But I don't feel like I'm beating Urian. I feel like I'm beating standing high punch, right? Like that's
That's,
very different.
yeah, I mean, it's I guess it's
Like if I
however you want to
slapped Urian
put it in
standing high
perspective.
punch on Ed, it'd be like, wow, that Ed's an amazing character now.
But if on an opponent where you can see them using crush counter and then get that full jump in, that's super rewarding. Like
Yeah.
not just jumping randomly, but
Yeah,
actually countering the really
Yeah.
strong strategy.
Yeah, like,
I'm just saying I like
I agree with
beating
you.
strong tactics. It brings amusement to
I
me.
agree with
So
you. That's why I play top tier. Because I can just do strong tactics. I could just
like Ed.
do 50-50. Well, yeah, I play Ed, but I
that's
still
why I play top tier plays Ed.
I could play both. You know.
Yeah,
It's true.
Ed's your season 3 character because you're just gonna swap. Then they're gonna nerf Ibuki, buff Ed. He'll be the best
Exactly.
character.
That's what I did
And
for
then you'll
season
pick up
1.
Fang because you're gonna already know he's gonna be the best in season.
I make sure to spread my net wide.
Yeah. You account for all possible nerfs.
People are like, you play Vega? And I'm like, next year I do.
Just
Next
getting
year.
ready.
Unlike Dan, just gonna keep playing that Dhalsim.
One character.
What do you think of Dhalsim's place? Going back to this tier list, is Dhalsim in the right spot there?
Let me look at it real quick again, because I know he's mid low.
Mid tier, but low on the number of characters, basically.
You know what's funny too? Like people always put Dhalsim as like a difficult character, and I totally understand that. Where it's if you play Street Fighter and then you go to Dhalsim, it's like playing a completely different game. And lots of people won't even pick Sim as an alternate character because of how large that gap is. But once you place him, like he's not a hard character because he has such a transparently simple game plan.
Yeah,
With
but you have to
zoning.
execute. That's so hard. Like I was playing Minot, which
Mm.
is who is a little similar to Sim and much more
Mhm,
similar
mhm.
than every other character in the game. And executing on that, like I understand what buttons are good. I understand where they hit. I understand footsies, but learning the other player's tendencies so quickly that you can actually execute seems way more difficult with like a Minot or a Dawson than every other character.
It's one of those things where that is super hard, but that's literally the only game plan you have to worry about.
Yeah.
You have to worry so much less about footsies. I mean, you do, but it's such like a back end thought process. I mean, Sims and Minot's game plan is so transparently one dimensional.
Yeah.
And because it's so one dimensional, at least this is how at least I think of it, because it's so one dimensional, you can just super hard focus on it. Like all I have to do is figure out mind games on your approach on getting in. And
Gotcha.
all I have to do is when you get in is figure out the mind games on how to get out.
I'm curious. When you're playing Sim, does every button you press, do you have like a reason for doing it, or something? No, I'm not. I don't mean this in a like negative way. I'm just saying that sounded.
He calling you a scrub.
I
That's
just made
it.
him sound like, oh, you're super brain dead. No, but
Yeah.
I meant like, because
But
I feel like with Sim, you have to like every button you press has to have a reason. I feel like almost.
right. And that's like Sim 101. Like that's probably one of the largest gaps to get over is that Sim can hit you from such more ranges than any other character that it can be really easy to autopilot any of the buttons. So when you start to understand every button you press has to have a purpose, it gets the answer is yes to your question, and that's like a realization for Sim players to get to on getting better. It's like
Yeah.
I could hit you with a fierce punch because you're in range, but I'm not going to because it doesn't give me good situations, or or maybe it does.
Yeah, for sure. Like I noticed, like I think the better like you get at these games, you'll realize that like the more and more you have a reason to press something, and you're not just doing it because. Even
Yeah.
if that reason is because I think I might get a crush counter, like at least that's a reason. You know what I mean? Like, I think like having some sort of purpose before doing any decision is just gonna make you like a better player in general.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Instead of no autopiloting,
Yeah, basically.
a bunch of top players will reiterate that too. Like, just don't ever autopilot. And if you don't autopilot, like, at least you'll have thought processes to everything you're doing.
Autopiloting is death. That is truth.
Mm.
If you're ever autopiloting, you might just lose to an awful player or something like that because their autopilot's better than your autopilot.
See, I would know nothing about that, Draken, because it's not like I play you first round at a major tournament and then you beat me.
Oh,
and
when
then,
was that?
And then we don't talk for like 10 minutes after.
And then you beat me, you know.
This is what happens when me and Draken play. Like, we're friends, and then, like, for at least 10 minutes after, one of us has to field himself and the other one has to be wicked pissed.
Oh, I'm still feeling myself for
So,
beating you.
like Draken will beat me, he'll go, like, smiling, talking to people, and I'll just be shaking the corner.
No, I
And
go
then I
chat
beat
people up.
Draken, and he'll just be shaking his head for 10 minutes. Like, that
Well,
just needs to happen every time.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun. It's
Well,
good.
yeah, and actually a good point to that is I think one of the best things about tournament play is that you want to beat the shit out of your opponent and they want to beat the shit out of you. And when you realize that, it gets it's such a more like it's okay to be salty, and like you're in an environment where it's okay to be salty and everyone like is okay with it. Like
Yeah.
if you like got super mad that you lost, everyone at the tournament's gonna be like, I get it. Do your thing. It sucks. Move on.
Yep.
You know?
That's actually something I'm trying to convince my boyfriend of to get him to go to
Mm.
tournaments. He's like, "Well, you're getting salty. Why is that? It doesn't make any sense." I'm like,
No,
"You just
you're different,
understand.
Draken.
You just understand." No, but like you know that I don't get nearly as salty as a lot of other people.
All right, now you can talk, but I have something to say after.
Oh, I'm already done.
Oh, you're done? Okay.
Yeah.
You get salty in casuals. You don't get salty in tournaments.
Yeah, I know.
What's
You're
the
right.
most tilting is when Draken talks to you during the tournament play. You're like, oh my god, Draken, please do not make me smile. I'm trying to beat you right now. I'm trying to get over the wake up jab, Draken. Fuck.
My favorite thing is when like he predicts something that I'm gonna do.
Oh,
He like whiff punishes me or something, and then he'll just like nod his head and be like, "Yep,
Yep,
yeah, you really got me there." Like, I'm glad you're reassuring yourself.
Oh, I'll do that constantly. It makes me feel good.
But yep, you got him. He sucks.
Yep. You're gonna dash forward. Yep.
Yep.
I did
And
that.
he gets crush countered. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like when I get crush counter too, though. I'm like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like that's why like FGC. I mean that's why fighting games are fun, and they're fun with people because like once you get over that gap of like everyone there is trying to get better and beat the shit out of each other, and everyone's okay with that. Like once you get over that hump, it's much easier to improve and much easier to take like losses and much more hype when you win.
For sure.
Definitely. I mean, because it's definitely like a personal thing too. It's not like you're just pissed at the person. It's mainly just people mad at themselves.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's like healthy to be like, because you always have to critique yourself. Because at the end of the day, like no matter what you do, it's your fault technically. Like you could say, oh, this character's cheap. Well, it's like, well, that's not really an excuse because you could pick a cheaper character or that character. You know, there's nothing
Oh man,
there's no counter to.
just to oh my god, there was so it's a little off topic, but it's relevant. There was a League of Legends player at Worlds tournament, and he was an EU top laner. I think it was Soaz. I forget his name. On Twitter, he did nothing but complain about everything other than it being his fault that his team was losing. Like he blamed like the champions he played. He blamed the game itself, like the state of the game itself it's in. He blamed his. I don't think he blamed his teammates, but he was all really passive aggressive, like social media bashing for losing, other than just manning up and admitting that he was bad.
No
And like
Johns.
it was so like I hated reading it. I was like, you are just the worst. You are a don't ever play fighters.
Yeah.
You
I
couldn't
don't want him.
or maybe he should and he can learn. I don't know. And he's like a professional league player. I was like, this is so bad.
I
Like,
mean,
so disgusting.
to be honest, one of the reasons people play team games instead of single player games like fighting games is so they can blame other things. It's way easier to
It is.
blame other things, you know, if you lose than it is if it's just you and one other person.
No, definitely. I think it's an important lesson too. Like, literally everything. If you lose, it's only your fault and nobody else's.
Yep.
And there's all you can do is like improve. Like, obviously, complaining will get you any better, but like literally every single thing. Like every time you took damage was your fault, technically.
Yep.
So you just have to look at every single time something went wrong and realize what you could have done in that situation.
And that's why fighting games are great.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why they're awesome.
Fighting games. What did Takeda say? Fighting games are something so great with like a English.
Oh, I think he just said fighting games are great, right? That was
I don't
it.
know, he said some English sentence with like, fighting games are something so great or something like that.
Yeah, when he won Evo. Oh,
Yeah, when he won
God.
Evo.
Oh, that was such a good Evo. Oh my God, that was such a good top 8.
It was.
I know. I wish I was there. Shout outs to Spirit Airlines.
Shout outs to Billy also taking Spirit Airlines and getting
Yeah. Oh, a lot of people. Was
screwed.
other people? Alex Smith.
Oh yeah,
Alex Smith was there.
Tons of people.
If you guys are listening
Annie?
and don't know what they're talking about, 10, 20 New England players who were going to Evo all couldn't go to Evo because the same flight got canceled.
Yep. But shout outs to Mr. Wizard. He refunded my Evo thing. So
That's good.
Oh,
That's
nice.
cool.
Nice.
That's actually really cool.
Cool. Well, that's all I have.
Yeah. Dan, you got anything else to say?
Except that next week we probably will do Wake Up Jump, or just jump.
Or changing the podcast name?
Well, today is Wake Up Crush Counter. All right, just Wake Up Standing High Punch. Next week is probably gonna be Wake Up Jump. But no, it'll stay Wake Up Jab for
now. Thank you guys for having me. See you guys later. Balance Patch Friday.
Yeah, see you at Balance Patch. It's gonna be fun.
See you Saturday. Fun times.
All right. The only other thing I want to shout out is I do want to start like an anonymous question thing. I think it's called like Sarah or something. Because there's pretty much like no point in doing this podcast unless I'm interacting, or we're basically just doing it for ourselves. So I'm gonna try to start like maybe I'll put in the comment section a place where you can just ask anonymous questions, or you can include your name, and then we'll answer we'll answer just all the questions.
Or trash talk us.
Or trash talk us. Yeah, or we'll just call you an idiot. So yeah, look forward to that. But that's all I got. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you later.
Bye.